Your self-confidence will dictate the height of your success. This truth applies not just to sales, but across every aspect of life. How much do you believe in your abilities? Do you recognize the profound influence confidence has on your personal and professional life? But here's a question that might surprise you. What if I told you that 85% of people suffer from low self-esteem, according to research by the University of Pennsylvania? And that this single factor costs the global economy an estimated $300 billion annually in lost productivity? In sales, customers are attracted to professionals who appear poised, charismatic, and self-confident. A person who exudes confidence is perceived as competent, trustworthy, and capable. It signals strength of character, leadership, and self-belief. But what happens when confidence is lacking? In contrast, a lack of self-confidence can manifest as insecurity, hesitation, and indecisiveness, creating an impression of incompetence. Do you really want your clients, team members, or loved ones to sense that you're uncertain of your abilities? Do you know how confidence transforms every area of life? The ripple effect of self-confidence is far-reaching. It impacts not only your career, but also your personal life and well-being. Have you ever noticed how people with higher confidence tend to excel in social situations, career advancements, and even personal happiness? Consider these eye-opening statistics. According to Harvard Business Review, confident individuals earn an average of $7,000 more per year than their less confident counterparts. People with high self-confidence are 67% more likely to be promoted within 5 years. In relationships, confident individuals report 43% higher satisfaction rates and experience divorce rates 23% lower than the national average real-world impact across life domains. Dr. Johnson, a cardiologist, discovered something remarkable in her practice. Patients who believed in their ability to recover had 34% better treatment compliance and healed 22% faster from heart procedures. It wasn't magic, it was a mindset. These patients took ownership of their recovery, asked better questions, and followed through on recommendations because they genuinely believed they could get better. Layla, a single mom working 2 jobs, felt like she was failing her kids. Her teenager was getting D's, her younger daughter was acting out, and family dinners were battlegrounds. Everything changed when Sarah started taking evening business classes, not because of what she learned, but because of how she felt about herself. As her confidence grew, something amazing happened. Her son's grades improved to B's, her daughter's behavior changed, and their home felt peaceful again. Children are mirrors. They reflect the energy we put out. What kind of energy are you projecting to the people who matter most? At a major university, students who completed a confidence workshop before exams scored 12% higher than those who didn't. The workshop didn't teach study skills or test-taking strategies. It simply helped students believe in what they already knew. Sometimes the most significant barrier to success isn't lack of knowledge. It's not thinking you deserve to succeed. One successful entrepreneur I know built a multi-million-dollar business. When asked about her secret, she said something that stuck with me. I got ahead by walking into rooms where I felt like I didn't belong and pretending I had every right to be there. She didn't wait to feel worthy. She acted worthy and eventually became it. The foundations of confidence. Confidence is not innate. It is a skill that can be learned. It's developed through preparation, knowledge, and experience. Even the most successful salespeople have fears. Fear of rejection, fear of failure. But they've learned how to manage and conceal their emotions. Here is a question. Does that mean you should fake it until you make it? Or is it more about finding practical ways to grow into the role you desire? Research shows that even simple power posing for just 2 minutes before an important meeting increases confidence hormones by 23% and decreases stress hormones by 25%. Think about it. Your body language doesn't just reflect how you feel. It actually changes how you think. Confidence in action. From athletes to everyday heroes. Consider the world of athletes. They are no strangers to injury, fatigue, and intense pressure. Many top athletes, such as Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, have delivered incredible performances despite battling physical pain. In one notable example, Jordan played through the infamous flu game in the 1997 NBA Finals, where despite being visibly ill, he led his team to victory. His mental toughness stemmed from his unshakable confidence in his abilities and his responsibility to his team. But it's not just elite athletes who demonstrate this principle. I know someone named Laura who worked in customer service at a small insurance company. She was absolutely terrified of public speaking, so scared that her hands shook and her voice cracked. When her company needed someone to present at an industry conference, she did something crazy. She volunteered. Why? Because she realized her fear was holding back not just her, but her whole team, who had great ideas nobody was hearing. Her presentation wasn't perfect, but it was honest and passionate. 3 competitors offered her jobs that same week. What changed wasn't her speaking ability, it was her focus. She stopped thinking about her discomfort and started thinking about how she could serve her audience. Tom, who got laid off from his accounting job at 45 after 20 years with the same company. Instead of feeling defeated, he did something nobody expected. He bought a food truck. He'd never worked in food service, was unfamiliar with permits, and had no idea how to manage inventory. But he believed he could figure it out. 2 years later, he owns 3 trucks and makes 40% more than his old salary. His secret? He didn't wait to feel qualified. He started learning by doing. The truth. Action always precedes confidence. What's fascinating about confidence is the counterintuitive relationship between action and belief. Have you ever waited until you felt ready to take action, only to find that the feeling never came? Research consistently shows that action precedes authentic confidence. A study published in the Journal of Behavioral Therapy found that participants who engaged in feared activities, despite feeling unconfident, showed a 78% increase in self-efficacy scores within 30 days, compared to only a 12% improvement in those who practiced positive thinking alone. Think about it. When did you last surprise yourself by succeeding at something you thought you couldn't do? How did that change your self-perception going forward? This concept is known as behavioral activation. It has been proven to be far more effective at building lasting confidence than any amount of positive self-talk or visualization. The power of massive action and building confidence. Massive action can be the best remedy against fear and doubt. New hires sometimes outperform veteran peers, and research reveals why. The Beginner's Advantage Study. MIT research shows that new employees attempt 340% more challenging tasks in their first 6 months than tenured employees do in a whole year. Success rate. Paradox. Despite lower skill levels, newcomers achieve their goals 67% of the time versus 45% for experienced workers, primarily due to higher effort levels. Mike, a salesperson, was new to the company. Within 8 months, he outperformed the top 3 representatives who had been there for years. How? He worked like his life depended on it, 16, 17-hour days, 7 days a week. He made 200% more prospecting calls than anyone else and wasn't afraid to call CEOs directly. His manager told me, Mike didn't know enough to be scared of failing, so he just kept trying everything. The veterans had experience, but Mike had something more powerful. He hadn't learned what was impossible yet. Could you replicate this strategy? More importantly, would you be willing to sacrifice personal time for professional growth? How to build your confidence. To build confidence consistently, create what psychologists call a confidence evidence journal. Research shows that people who track their daily accomplishments experience a 25% increase in confidence levels within just 3 weeks. It sounds simple, but there's something powerful about seeing evidence pile up day after day. Every day, write down 3 specific actions you took despite discomfort. After 30 days, you'll have 90 pieces of evidence proving your capability. This tangible proof is more potent than generic affirmations. Example entries. Made a cold call to a CEO despite feeling nervous. Spoke up in the team meeting when I disagreed with the proposed strategy. Applied for a promotion even though I don't meet 100% of the qualifications. Additionally, identify your confidence triggers, situations that diminish your sense of capability. When does your confidence slip? Prepare counter protocols for these moments. What's the dark side of confidence? But let's consider the uncomfortable truth. Can too much confidence be detrimental? Research suggests yes, and the statistics are sobering. Here is the overconfidence trap. Studies show that overconfident investors trade 45% more frequently and earn 6.5% lower returns annually. Overconfident surgeons have 23% higher complication rates than those who regularly question their decisions. Percent of startups that fail are led by founders who rated their confidence as extremely high before launch. What does the Dunning-Kruger effect mean? This psychological phenomenon reveals that individuals with limited knowledge in a domain tend to overestimate their competence. Are you confident because you're competent, or because you don't know what you don't know? Remember the founder of that blood testing company who promised revolutionary technology? She had incredible confidence, raised nearly $1 billion, and convinced brilliant scientists and investors to believe in her vision. But her confidence wasn't based on competence. It was based on wishful thinking. When the technology failed and the company collapsed, her unshakable self-assurance proved to be a dangerous delusion. She ended up in prison and investors lost everything. Caution here. Does the pursuit of confidence sometimes mask our deepest insecurities? Leading research suggests that armored confidence, confidence used as a protective measure rather than authentic self-assurance, actually prevents genuine connection and growth. Reflect on this. When did your confidence last prevent you from asking for help when you needed it? Admitting you were wrong? Learning from someone you perceived as beneath you? Acknowledging that you were unprepared? Are you aware of the imposter syndrome paradox? Here's another uncomfortable truth. 70% of people experience imposter syndrome, the feeling that they're frauds who will eventually be exposed. Interestingly, research shows that people experiencing mild imposter syndrome often outperform those who don't because they prepare more thoroughly, seek feedback more actively, remain open to learning the question. Is some self-doubt actually healthy? Does questioning your abilities make you more competent in the long run? Be aware of the gender and cultural confidence gap. We must acknowledge that confidence isn't equally accessible to everyone. Gender statistics. Women apply for jobs only when they meet 100% of the qualifications. Men apply when they meet 60%. Girls' confidence drops 30% between ages 8 and 14, while boys remains stable. Women are interrupted 23% more often in meetings, impacting their confidence over time. Additionally, in many cultures, excessive confidence is seen as arrogant or disrespectful. How do we build healthy self-assurance while respecting cultural values that emphasize humility? What is authentic versus projected confidence? Consider this essential distinction. Are you building genuine confidence based on competence and self-knowledge, or are you simply projecting an image of confidence to mask insecurity? Authentic confidence includes acknowledging what you don't know, being comfortable with vulnerability, learning from failures without losing self-worth, helping others succeed without feeling threatened. Projected confidence often involves never admitting mistakes, dominating conversations, taking credit for others' work, avoiding challenges that might expose limitations, your confidence. Action plan. Self-confidence is indeed a powerful tool, but like any tool, its value depends on how skillfully you use it. The goal isn't to eliminate all self-doubt. It's to develop such deep trust in your ability to handle whatever comes that you can move forward despite uncertainty. Let me leave you with these essential questions. What would you attempt if you knew you couldn't fail? What would you attempt if you knew failure was a valuable teacher rather than something to fear? How might your life change if you focused more on serving others than on protecting your ego? What steps will you take today to build authentic, evidence-based confidence while remaining humble enough to keep growing your career? Always remember, true confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting yourself to find them.